Blunt concepts and solutions. Solutions that meet the moment.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. BCS coming at you again with today's topic. Today, I wanted to talk about holding kids back, a grade level for sports. Yes, it's more and more prevalent these days. It's to the point where I see kids that are 15, 16, going into the 9th grade, all for sports. It's to the point now where my son is getting to the level where people are actually telling me, hey, your kid is good. You should hold him back a year so that he can get that development. I just don't understand how people can put their child's life on hold for a sport. Let me read these statistics to you about sports so you can kind of put it in perspective. Because, you know, I can see like, hey, if your kid doesn't understand or his test scores were pretty low, he or she did not get everything that they needed, that you thought they needed academically because of what happened in 2020 with everybody sitting at home, I applaud you for doing that. Because a lot of parents wouldn't. They would just pretend like they're okay. According to the NCAA, nearly 8 million students currently participating in high school athletics in the United States. Only 495,000 of them will compete at the NCAA schools. Yeah, let me go ahead and run that back to you again, just in case you didn't hear that. And I'll post it on this video too. Nearly 8 million students currently participating in high school athletics in the United States, and only 495,000 of them will compete in the NCAA schools. That's approximately 3.5% of boys basketball participants go on to play in the NCAA Division I, Division II, and Division III. But get this, only 1% of high school participants play at the Division I level. 1%. And so for all those parents who think that their kid is the next Kobe, you have to think beyond sports. You know, when I grew up, that's all I thought about was sports because nobody told me I could be anything else. I come from the hood. And so in the hood, you're in entertainment or you're playing sports. And I chose sports to get out of my situation. Went to a JC and then I went to a Division I. That was the path I took. I used to be a varsity basketball coach. I did it for 3 years, won a league title in the 3rd year I was there. In my 3 years, no one went to college for basketball. I had 1 or 2 go to a JC, but one of the things that I told them was use basketball. Do not let basketball use you. As a community, we have to change that narrative as well. Basketball can get you on a junior college team to where you can start going to college. You know, you get fee waivers, you get financial aid. It's a fraction of what it would cost if you were to go to a university. And on top of that, you get a second opportunity to try to earn a scholarship. A lot of kids see nothing but the NBA, and that's all they talk about. Even the lower skilled players would talk about that with me on my teams. But I would always tell them and read these numbers out and these statistics out to them because I told them that not everybody goes. Only a selected few go to the NBA. Let alone Division I, Division II, or Division III. Because the party still goes on. I got my league championship out of them. Nobody went to a university to go play. A couple of them did go to universities just to study. Got a couple doctors, lawyer, trash man, you know, which is fine because they got careers. What we should be doing and what I'm doing is milking it for what it is. My son is good. He could potentially be a lot better moving forward. But I see and I understand what the statistics say. And I'm not going to sit there and go against the grain. If he does have an opportunity to play Division I, Division II, or Division III basketball, more power to him. If he is one of the selected few that can make it to the NBA, that's fine. But we're talking about right now, what's really happening. We're talking about reality. And the reality is that most likely that will never happen. So what we're doing now is getting him prepared for sports, but also getting him prepared for life and preaching entrepreneurship to him. These kids love social media. These kids love likes. They love followers. And if you notice that if you have a certain amount of followers, you can monetize that social media. Meaning that if you get to a certain amount of followers, you can make money off of it. And what you do with that money is put it away for college or put it in stocks, bonds. There's so many things you can do with it, but it's today's world is better than when I was growing up because we didn't have these media outlets. It was all off of word of mouth and what the newspapers put on you. And what these scouts would say about you now, you can market yourself right out the gates. And so I encourage people to do that. And I also encourage you to show your sons or daughters the entrepreneurial spirit. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't know how to do that until I got older. And I know one thing is for sure is that I went to college. I also got a master's degree. But because that's what they teach you. You go to school, you will earn a lot of money. But the reality of it is that you'll make okay money, and whoever you're working for is going to make a whole lot of money. And so the only way to combat that is to use the education that I have to help my community, but also help my kids understand their power. I used to go and recruit this kid named Kyrie Walker, and allegedly he was held back twice, maybe once, twice, allegedly. But everybody would say, oh man, that kid is good. That kid is good. But then you'd always have coaches saying, yeah, he's held back. That's why he's so good. Oh, he was held back 1 year. Oh, he was held back 2 years. That's why he's so good. And that lasts. And kids know that. And as a player, you know that. That's why I want my son to earn everything that he gets. And so either he's going to play up or he's going to play at his level. Will I hold him back for sports? No, I will not do that because I don't think it's in his best interest. Because it's in everybody else's best interest. They want to keep this kid as long as they can so that they can get everything they can off of him. The accolades and say that they coached this kid. Putting people in the stands, these tournaments, going and winning these tournaments so you can get more kids to come in that are better than your last group. So everybody has a stake in my son being held back. Parents, do not hold your kids back from their life and from their growth for a sport. Some parents say, oh, well, he was going to graduate anyways at 17, so he might as well so he can graduate at 18. No, let them start their life. Again, there's other opportunities. There's junior college. You can try out, you can walk on. There's intramurals at the universities, basketball, and there's adult leagues. There's other things that you can do. But as I read the stats to you before, only 1% of these kids will ever touch a Division I floor. Out of 8 million kids that come out annually. What do you think about holding your kid back for sport? Would you do it? Comment below. Subscribe now, and please like and share this. This is Mr. BCS, y'all, and I'm out.